Hey guys, it's Milana here. Welcome back to my channel. I've got a really exciting, interesting, funny, entertaining, and educational story to tell you guys today. I'm going to tell you guys about what happened when I met Prince Charming, when I met the most perfect guy ever. It gets interesting. But before I tell you that story, be sure that you're subscribed to this channel so that you can get all my future videos about how to heal your life, how to manifest your dreams, how to feel so connected and whole, so connected with the universe, and just live your greatest life and be the greatest expression of yourself, so filled with love. And I want to read you guys a poem that one of my subscribers, one of you guys wrote. So Jamie wrote me this poem. I love your guys' comments, by the way. Every single comment means the world to me, and I read them all and I respond to all of them. So Jamie wrote this amazing poem, and I actually wrote a poetry book, and I read this and I was like, this is better than any of the poems in my book. It's so good. So it says, Milana, our princess, brightest star from above, descended to rescue us with healing and love. Our angel, our savior, the purest of all, sacrificed everything, encountered the fall. From heaven to earth, for no one else could. Though people did hurt her, warned that they would. But still she remains here and stuck to the plan. Remembered her purpose, self-healing began. Awakened the world from unconscious insanity and raised the vibrations of all of humanity. Oh my gosh, I think that's the sweetest thing that anyone has ever said to me or written to me. It's so poetic and so beautiful. Thank you, Jamie, and thank you everyone who comments on my videos. It just fills my heart with so much love and makes me feel so good to know that what I'm sharing with you guys is actually helping and making a difference. So thank you, thank you, thank you. Okay, so this topic, I was debating if I should share this or not. I always debate if I should share the things that I talk about because a lot of them are really personal. But anyways, I just feel like this one is really entertaining and will help a lot of people, especially young girls. And I know that there's a lot of women in their 20s and their teens that follow me. And so this is just a really powerful lesson for that group of people specifically. So as a little bit of a background, last year, I decided that, my friend Mariana really inspired me to manifest a lover. We were hanging out and she was like, I just like to imagine that I'm with my future lover and it's so romantic and so fun. And I was like, okay, I'm gonna do that too. That sounds so fun. So I got really clear on what my limiting beliefs were around a potential partner, because I had so much gunk in my brain about the type of guy that I desire doesn't exist. My standards are too high. This literally doesn't exist in the world. And I was like, whoa, hold up, Milana. All of your beliefs will be reflected back to you in your external world. So if you believe that the guy of your dreams doesn't exist, then he won't ever come into your existence. So I wrote down my limiting beliefs, and then I rewrote them as in the frame of the complete opposite. So an example would be, I don't think that a guy has the emotional intelligence that I'm looking for and is also intellectually stimulating and has a great career that he's passionate about and blah, 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 the list goes on. I was basically a guy can either have one or the other with this whole list of qualities. And then I wrote out what does my dream guy look like? What are his qualities? What is he like? From all the way from looks to personality traits to career ambitions, everything basically. And I was like, in an ideal world, this would be the perfect guy. And then I was visualizing attracting that guy and being with that type of guy. And then I actually went to a meditation retreat maybe a month or two later, and there was this guy there who is absolutely gorgeous, more beautiful than any movie star I've ever seen. He's the perfect guy, classic Prince Charming. And he actually came up and talked to me And that happened multiple times at this retreat. Like, he was drawn to me and we ended up having some conversations together. And I was just kind of like smitten and like starstruck. And I was like, wow, I can't believe like this is amazing. Because before, I would have never been able to attract a guy like that, because A, I didn't think that he would exist, and B, I didn't think that I was worthy of a guy like that. But I really reprogrammed, using EFT tapping and meditation, I reprogrammed my beliefs to think that A, he exists and he's possible, and B, that I'm worthy of him and that we would be a vibrational match. So I ended up attracting him, and we had these conversations, and it was so like fun and exciting, and I was really just like, holy heck, he checks off every single thing that I manifested. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'm like shook that this guy even exists. Yeah, so I was just blown away. And then we ended up not exchanging numbers. He lives really far away from me. And I was like, whatever, I am not going to force this. I'm not trying to force anything to happen. If it is meant to be, it will happen, like in the most divine, synchronistic way. Like, old Milana would like try to force things and like make things happen, but like this new version of me is like, no, if it's meant to be, it'll happen. It will find me. And I truly trust the universe of that. So I totally let it go. And then I was at a meditation retreat, like, I don't know, maybe 2 weekends ago. And I saw this guy there and I was like, oh my gosh, like I had a feeling that he was going to be there. It was kind of crazy the way it all happened. Like that we both ended up at the same retreat, and I saw him, and then we reconnected, and we actually like went to dinner, and I was like, oh my gosh, I literally manifested this. Because before, like after the last retreat, I had said to myself, like, it'd be so cool if I see him at the next retreat, and like, if it's meant to be, obviously, like we'll reconnect and we'll just see what happens. If it's meant to be, universe, I trust you. So we go to dinner, and like we're talking and having conversation and stuff, and I noticed that I was not feeling like myself. I wasn't feeling super comfortable. The things that he was talking about are like, it's just, he lives a totally different lifestyle from me. A type of lifestyle where like I would not be comfortable in the types of situations and things that he does. And but I was still like, oh, but he's so beautiful, and like he's so successful, and like all these things. And then he was just saying some things that were like, I don't know, like I don't want to say specifically the types of things that he said or talked about, but it was just like not in alignment. It didn't make me feel at peace or comfortable. If anything, like it would have triggered my ego to make me feel like I need to prove myself and like change myself to fit in with the types of people he usually hangs out with, to be liked and accepted by him. And old Milana from a couple years ago probably would have done that. Like I would have like changed myself to like mold him and be liked by him. And I would be so focused on like, how do I make him like me? How do I get him to notice me and like want me? And by the way, he was already like flirting with me and hitting on me. Like, it's not even like that was an issue. Although even if he wasn't, like, I wouldn't care, because when I went home after that night, I was like, I was really taking a mental note of like, how did this guy make me feel? I don't feel like the best version of myself. I don't feel like sparkly or giddy or excited. If anything, I feel like just not a vibrational match with this guy. Like we're not vibrating at the same vibration. And I was like, I don't want to like see him again. Like it's not even like in a way of being like, oh, I don't want to go out with him again, but it was like, I don't even want to like continue talking to this guy at all, like at the retreat. Like if I see him again, I'm not interested in having further conversation, because I know what his motives are. I know how he views women and these things. And I was like, I'm just not attracted to that at all. And that was such an empowering state for me to be in, to be like, I manifested this perfect guy who's everything I wanted. And then to get the opportunity to be with him and be like, I don't even want that. Like, it was just so empowering and so eye-opening to be like, I can manifest anything, and then still be like, actually, you know what? No, this is not in alignment with me. And it was also really interesting because the same day at the retreat I saw like a lot of my old friends who were just like the biggest, warmest hug with their presence. And I also met lots of new people. And I met this one guy specifically who has the most beautiful energy. Like, there's no words to describe how beautiful his energy was, but he was just like so pure and like so divine and had the most loving presence. And it wasn't even like anything specifically that he said, but it was just his energy and his presence and his ability to like be present and hold space. And like, it was just so beautiful. And he's not as classically attractive as the other guy I was talking about. But at the end of the day, I was like taking note of how I felt with the most beautiful guy and then the other guy who has beautiful energy and is just like so loving and pure. And I was like, I'm way more attracted to someone who's less like physically classically attractive, you know, defined by society. Like, who even decides what's attractive? I'm way more attracted to someone who has like pure, loving, beautiful, like divine source energy and lives their life that way versus someone who is like what the world deems as like attractive and like the dream guy, Prince Charming. And it was just so eye-opening. And then I thought about how I feel like with my friends and like my friends at the retreat and how that contrasts to how I felt with like Prince Charming. And I was like, wow, I want to be with people who make me feel like so aligned with love, like just so happy and present and safe and comfortable. Like, those are the types of people that I want to be with and that I want to spend time with. And so I share this message with you to really empower you to flip your mindset from being like, how do I make these people like me, to how do these people make me feel? Do I like them? Do I want to invest my time and my energy into these people? Time is such a valuable asset. It's more valuable than money. You can always make more money, but you cannot get time back unless you learn how to time travel. But that's a different video. So yeah, just be really careful with your precious time. Like, don't waste it on people who don't make you feel good and aligned with love. Like, pay attention to who makes you feel good and spend more time and invest more time in those people. And like, forget about the people who don't, because they don't deserve you and your precious energy. So if you found this video helpful, and if anyone popped into your mind that you think could really benefit from this lesson, please share it to them. I wish someone would have drilled this into me years ago. Honestly, when I was in high school, this would have been so good to know and so good to embody. Would have saved me so much time and so much energy from like pining over these guys who I didn't actually like. It was just an ego thing of trying to get them to like me. So anyways, hope you guys found this helpful. I love you so much, and I'll see you at the next video.